Thank you for listening to Sibling Cinema. The following episode discusses topics on attempted suicide and racism. If you are affected by any of the conversations that you're about to listen to, help is accessible from many local and international organisations such as mind.org.uk, the Lucy Rayner Foundation, and mentalhealth.org.uk. Thank you and enjoy the episode. Hey girl, hey! And welcome to Sibling Cinema,
where we explore movie masterpieces
that one of us has never seen before in order to sway or convert the other into fandom.
Each week, we'll introduce a movie we love,
from sci-fi classics
to Korean horrors,
and try to convince the other it's a masterpiece.
One's seen it, one hasn't.
I am your host, Tony.
And I'm your co-host, Leanne.
Sit back,
relax.
This is Sibling Cinema. Hello and welcome back to Sibling Cinema. I am your host, Tony, and here with me, as always, is my sister and co-host, Leanne. Hey girl, hey Leanne.
Hello there, hey. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you. Yes, absolutely. Fuck. May the 4th be with you too. How are you, Leanne?
Yeah, not too bad. I just finished watching a harrowing documentary about defendants of knife crime offences. It was harrowing.
Oh, deep. That is deep.
I'm good though.
So, Leanne, you can now officially say that you have commenced the journey of the prequel trilogy with Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Can you confirm this?
I can confirm this. Yes.
Lovely. But I also asked somebody else to watch this film too, Leanne. Yes, I can reveal that for the first time we have a special guest on this show. Please welcome to this episode the one and only Dad. All round of applause, everyone.
Hello?
Oh,
hello?
Daddy.
Oh, Daddy.
Oh, Daddy.
Thank you very much for inviting me to your very special little club. I'm very excited to be here.
Very exclusive. You're not a sibling.
Are you nervous?
I'm more excited than nervous, I think. And a little bit fearful.
Of what?
Ooh.
We don't bite.
Of the revelation of the lack of my knowledge that I've been instilling into these kids all my days.
Oh my God.
To say that I know everything about everything. And now, here I am, being exposed.
Yes.
Oh God.
Expose
Oh my
him,
God.
old man.
Now, Dad, I have invited you on this podcast episode because getting things from your perspective, especially with this film and when it came out, I believe would be a lot more interesting because at the time you were a bubbling, bouncing 30-year-old, an adult, if you will.
He was not just 30. Hang on.
Indeed.
He was in late 30s.
No.
He was in his 30s, yes. So I'm very interested for you to explain to me kind of your relationship with Star Wars and your journey of it and what, the culture was like on the anticipation of the release of this film, because as an 8-year-old, I probably wouldn't remember that much compared to what an adult could contain. Dad, I want to hear your thoughts, man. What was it like?
Ooh, those are lots of questions. Okay, so firstly, I was in my mid-30s. Let's just clear that up. Okay.
Dad, maybe we were the same age when we saw it for the first time. That's crazy.
So we were essentially the same age. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Twinning.
Yeah. You were 9 years old.
I was 9.
Sorry about that.
I was 9.
Yes, you were 9 because it was released in 1999, if I remember correctly. Well, the hype was massive because there was an enormous gap between the previous movie, the previous Star Wars movie. 16 years in total.
Huge gap.
From Return of the Jedi, yeah.
Which is massive since the Return of the Jedi, yeah. So the expectation was enormous. The hype was pretty massive for the time. The posters were very cool.
Yes.
Very dark, which made you think that this is going to be something, really quite a dark movie.
What poster are you referring to? Because I recall the one with
Darth Maul in the background.
Yes, yeah, that's the one I remember. Tony told me to Google another one, and it was the shadow of the child, Anakin.
Yeah.
And his shadow casts the image of Darth Vader. And I looked that up after you told me about that, Tony, and I was like intrigued. Like,
It's a great poster.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the posters and all the hype that surrounded it were really good.
Mm.
So I discovered, I'll be honest, I researched this today. There was a movie out at the time, which I can't remember the name of because everybody's forgotten it. But people would only go to this particular movie to see the trailer
Yes.
for Phantom Menace.
Oh, wow.
And then leave the cinema.
Yeah. This is absolutely factual. People would buy
That's
tickets for this
crazy.
film.
Yeah. So what the cinema started to do was to show the trailer after the movie had finished.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That must have affected ratings, but this was 1999. I swear things like The Matrix and Fight Club and The Sixth Sense and The Green Mile were all coming out.
So The Matrix was not as big commercially
No.
as Phantom Menace, which I was really surprised at because The Matrix was just like groundbreaking and incredible, whereas Star Wars was a continuation of a story, even though it's starting essentially from the beginning. So, yes, there was a lot of hype surrounding it, a massive amount of hype surrounding it. And the cast was incredible. It was such a strong cast.
Oh, yes,
You know,
it was.
Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Samuel Bleeding Jackson, for
Right?
crying out loud.
Yeah, did you know about that before you put it on?
No, I did not.
It was amazing.
I'll give you my thoughts after, but no,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
The reaction in the cinema was excitable for the start of the movie because you got all the classic John Williams noises and all the music, and it's very stirring and so on and so forth.
Everyone's fucking hyped. Like, yes, it's here.
The sound effects are next level.
Yeah.
They are just incredible. Everything is fine until Jar Jar Binks appears.
Dad, we are not there yet.
We're not there yet.
You've asked me for my opinion of what people thought of the movie.
So,
And
like
at
when
that
he appeared,
moment,
yeah.
you could almost, because nobody knew that this character existed when you went to see this movie for the first time. And you could almost see all the adults shifting in their chairs going, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But the reaction from after the movie,
Mm.
so normally with a Star Wars movie or something that you've seen that's really amazing and has blown you away, people clap
Yes.
at the end. People just left. They just left. And that's the reaction that sticks in my mind.
Dad, having,
Yes.
your experience of Star Wars and stuff in general, what is your kind of fan rating you'd put yourself? Are you on the light side of the Force? Do you like Star Wars? Or are you the dark side? Do you despise it or hate it, have a passion like that's like...
No. I reckon I'm about a 6 or a 7. So I wouldn't say I'm an enormous fan. I enjoy it very much. I prefer, maybe because it was my era, the first generation of Star Wars movies much more than any of the others. Because it formed part of my story when I watched it when I was pretty much your age when you first saw Star Wars movies. So it was definitely a thing, and it was the first time I'd seen something like that on the big screen.
If anyone's confused by that statement, Dad had Tony when he was quite young. Like, because there's not much of a fucking.
But did I follow that up by becoming an enormous fan as the franchise essentially continued? No, because so you've got to put it into context. After Star Wars, which was just known as Star Wars, not Episode 4 at that point, it was just called Star Wars. I was then a teenager who got into all the B's, birds, boobs, and booze. So it was, I kind of, my way went that way, and Star Wars
You went to the dark side.
that way. I went to the dark side. But overall, yeah, I would say a 6 or a 7 in terms of being a fan. Yes, I really enjoy it. Would I go massively out my way to go and see it? No, not really. Unless it was something I was doing with you, Bone. Like we went to see the stuff at Leicester Square, which was amazing.
Yeah. It's become a little tradition of ours of going to the cinema to
Yeah.
watch each Star Wars film coming out. Before we go into the thoughts, we do need to do something very important, which is what we do with every episode. And Leanne, you know the drill. You have 1 minute. 1 minute for a plot summary of The Phantom Menace. Your time starts now.
Okay, so there's a Jedi called Obi Kenobi and Liam Neeson, and they're sent to the frog ship, the Federation, to negotiate a trade deal. Thrilling. That goes to shit. They discover a kid, Anakin. He works in a repair ship marketplace on Tatooine, but it turns out he has powers, like the Force is strong with this one. So they make him race some cars so they can afford parts for their ship that got busted. Child labour. There's also a princess, or queen, Padme, and the Empire is manipulating her and trying to make her sign some kind of paper so they can invade legally. Anyway, there's a bit of a scuffle as they rescue
You got
her.
10 seconds.
She has a decoy, and the rest of the time Jedis just sit in rooms and talk. But then there's a fight with Darth Maul, and it's really cool.
Time. Oh, you do you know what, you done okay. You weren't as terrible as you were as Return of the Jedi. That was an appalling plot summary. Yeah, so huge impact in this, not only like commercially as well, but merchandise for this film was off the scale.
Daddy knows. He bought you all the toys for Christmas.
I'm still paying for them.
Where is your Malcolm Falcon? Do you still have it somewhere?
That's probably stored away in the loft somewhere, surely.
Is it?
Yeah.
We should dig it out.
There are even accounts of grown men grabbing Darth Maul action figures from little children in the stores.
That was Dad.
Yeah, I must apologise to all those scarred children. But also, didn't you have a signed picture of Darth Maul?
Did he?
Yes, I have a signed picture.
Do you still have it?
Of Darth Maul. It's stored, I think, in the cupboard in my flat, actually. It's still in there.
You need to get that out on proud display.
Aye. Your general first thoughts and feelings of this film?
I found it disappointing, but not quite as bad as I expected it to be.
Okay.
There were some redeeming qualities. This, to me, felt like the prequel to the prequels. Like it was setting us up for something. It was very world-buildy. So I'm trying not to hate just because I feel like it. Yeah, those are my initial thoughts and feelings.
Okay, Dad?
It was disappointment when I first saw it at the cinema. Like I said, loved the effects and so on and so forth. But it was disappointment. But I just hoped that you enjoyed it as the child that I'd taken along to see it. That was the most important thing to me.
And did you, Tony? What were your initial thoughts and feelings after you...
When I kind of first watched this film for the first time, yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. All the kind of the acting elements, the screenplay and stuff, yeah, that all went over my head and all the politics. But as soon as you see little Anakin, a boy at your similar age, riding around in a 100, 200 mile per hour little rocket, it's brilliant.
I get that.
And the fighting at the end, very emotional. I think it's one of the first times in cinema, taking aside like Pixar and Disney films, but this was like kind of the first live action film that when, you know, the ending happens, I was very emotional by it. Hit me, man.
That's cool to hear. Because I didn't think about how old you were when you saw it and how similar to an age you were with Anakin. And to ride a pod like that, yeah, man. All right. I'll allow it.
Yeah, Tony was the same age as Anakin.
That's crazy. Now look at him.
Watching it again in the last day, yes, it has its flaws, but in terms of technical mastery, it was a great experimentation project. And I'll talk a lot about that very, very soon. So let's dive straight into the film. So, as always, we get the scroll, which is always infamous and has to happen with every Star Wars
I have thoughts
film.
about the scroll.
I do too. Let me finish. I vividly recall, as a 9-year-old, clearly, when the scroll happened and I read through it. I don't know whether Dad remembers this, but I then turned to Dad and I said, "What's going on?"
Yeah. Exactly.
In which he replied with, "There's a war about to start." And that was it.
It's so
The
bad.
opening, yeah, it's a scroll that with all this anticipation, this is basically a family/kids film.
Yes.
And your opening scroll is about taxation and politics. It's not the most exciting sort of start to a Star Wars film. What are your thoughts on the opening scroll?
Tony, I know I'm bursting here, okay? So the opening scroll begins, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this my heart and soul, and I'm really going to give it a go. And I see what's written, and I'm like, what? Jedi's to settle a trade route dispute. Like, it immediately turned me off.
Well, what you have to remember, though, is that this is a period before the repression of the Empire. There are going to be disputes like this that are kind of low-key because it's a time of general peace.
Don't defend it. You don't open with that, though, do you? You're meant to draw me in.
The Empire didn't exist at that point.
Exactly. Which is why
it was all about the Federation.
Yeah. So the dispute it's a smaller scale. So I actually get where this story is starting from, because it has to start small in order to roll into whatever it becomes in the future.
No,
Do you know
but
what I
Tony,
mean?
no, I disagree, because like you said, this was a family film. You were 9 years old. It was primarily based for children, okay? And your opening lines, like, you had to turn to Dad and say, Daddy, what is happening? And he was like, I don't know. It's a very confusing start.
It is, but you have to understand, okay? Not only was George trying to get the kids of this generation, he was trying to also get the adults of the previous generation interested.
That makes
and
sense.
It's a hard line between being patronizing for the kids and going into really deep, thoughtful politics on how the Empire came to be. And to get that balance would have been really difficult. And I don't think he was on a winning side either way. It was a lose-lose situation.
But there are more interesting things to talk about other than trade route disputes. It could have been something to do with their supply of fucking food, or do you know what I mean? A trade route dispute? Just no.
Dad, what do you think?
Well, I mean, it all sounds a bit Trumpish, quite frankly, in today's world, with their tariffs and everything else.
I was watching it, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, it was kind of like that. But going back to the whole scrolling text, which is iconic, and I don't think any movie has done it better, I think, unfortunately, it kind of told the entire story and plotline in that text. That's all you needed to know. We could have walked out of that cinema after reading that text and gone, okay, so the Phantom Menace is about this, and a trade war, and da-da-da, and Jedis, etc., etc.
So the Trade Federation, so there's a lot of things going on here, a lot to take in. They're obviously being manipulated by another entity, whom we are calling, at this moment, Darth Sidious.
Yes, Tony, please, before you go on, I have a big question, okay?
Yes.
Because when I first saw this telegram and Lord Sidious with the hood and stuff, I was like, that's the Emperor from the films that we just saw. But also there's another old man that obviously is manipulating the Queen. And I'm like, well, he looks a little bit like the Emperor. Like, there's a lot of shots of him. And I'm like, who is the Emperor? And also Lord Sidious, like, who are you?
Leanne, I promise you that will all come to light in the next few episodes, believe me. You're treading on very good ground. Ewan McGregor, you didn't know he was playing Obi-Wan until he started speaking.
Yeah. Within the first 10 seconds.
What do you think? Do you think he plays a good Obi-Wan?
Oh, okay. You want to go with Obi? All right, I can talk about Obi. I enjoyed him, but he felt at times very robotic, and he doesn't do much in this film at all. Like, I feel like I wanted to see more of him. It was all taken up with Liam Neeson. I can't say his. I'm just going to call him Liam.
All right.
So yeah, I felt like Liam was the lead, but I didn't know who Liam was, and once I found out Ewan McGregor was Obi, I was like, show me more of him, and I didn't get that.
One of the big mistakes of this film is that they actually leave Obi-Wan Kenobi on a ship to fester for about 25-30 minutes, where he's doing absolutely nothing. In my opinion, story-wise, it would have made more sense because he's the linking character between the prequel and the original.
Yes.
Center the plot around him. Mm-hmm. And I think that was one of the big mistakes of this film. But Ewan was a very, very big Star Wars fan. He used to do all the voices with his friends watching the films growing up, and his favourite voice was to do Leia when going through the film.
No.
He studied Alec Guinness to a T over and over again to try and get this role correct. And coincidentally, he looked the part of a young Alec Guinness, and he got the role pretty sharpish.
Yeah. I think he did okay, but I didn't see much of him. And whenever I did see him, it's just sorry, people can't see what I'm doing, but it's just straight faced, like constantly.
I think, though, having that, it shows how competent Obi-Wan was, and still was, going into the original trilogy, where he was an absolute boss and a goat. Even as a Padawan, he was very competent and doing things that maybe a Padawan shouldn't be doing.
Oh, okay. No, we'll get to it, because at one point there was a choice.
Yeah, he was questioning his master.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did at once, but he apologised. He realised what he'd done, and he apologised to him. Very competent young man, our Obi-Wan. What about Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon? Do you like Qui-Gon?
Right. I did enjoy Qui-Gon.
He's a fan favourite.
I think we needed more of him in the Star Wars world, if that makes sense. Because obviously he dies at the end, doesn't he? Again, I just wanted more from him. I think he was an interesting character. I feel conflicted about him, to be honest.
I'm kind of similar. He's almost like the rock star of the Jedi Order, because he goes against the code, he disagrees with the council, he's a bit rebellious, but I wanted to know why he became like that, and how, and why he questions the Jedi Order. Is there a backstory there? And we never ever go into his backstory, which is a little bit disappointing.
I liked how he was quite calming. Like, he was experienced and he knew what the fuck to do. He kind of took the lead. He got the job done. Like, I didn't mind him as a character.
Yeah.
Dad?
I found him a bit dull.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found him a bit dull. But I did like that he was a little bit of a rebel, but I think he could have been more of a rebel. However, he had to maintain his Jedi ways because he had a Padawan under his wing. He needed to teach Obi-Wan the ways of being a good Jedi. And by doing that, you shouldn't really question the council. You absolutely should not question Yoda, for goodness sake. So, yeah, I think he could have been, as with the whole acting in the movie, it could have been at another level.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the actors get a bad rob in this film simply because, and I hate to say it, Mr. George, his direction and coaching of the actors is really bad. He doesn't get the performance that he should out of them. And Natalie Portman, for God's sake, is an incredible actress. She even won an Oscar a few years after the third episode. But in this saga and the prequels, there's a very robotic performance coming through, and it's not just her.
It's everybody.
Everyone is a robot, mate. Like, it's so bland. I expected more from my men.
I think Ewan was desperately trying to be Alec Guinness. He had to do voice coaching for that as well. Yeah.
Isn't your job to just
lots
act?
of voice coaching.
He was a Highlander.
Yeah, and he watched a lot of his old movies and tried to not only copy his voice, but copy his movements.
Yeah.
As well.
He did.
So, yeah, and that was another thing that threw me about the movie when we went to see it. I was very excited about seeing you in this movie, and then he starts speaking like Alec Guinness. I'm like, what is this?
I'm sorry. I'm going to come to Ian McGregor's defence here. What did you expect? Did you want Obi-Wan to start talking Scottish all of a sudden?
No, not necessarily, but it just seemed so
forced?
Almost like a, this is the BBC. It's like, put some feeling into it, Ewan.
Okay.
This is not the news.
My people need help. Sign the peace treaty. My name is Anakin. Are you an angel? Yippee!
But
It was just so black. It was the same emotions. No, Tony, let me say one thing.
But it's not their fault.
Let me say
it's not their fault.
I don't give a fuck. They released the film this way. Okay, I'm not here to defend the actors. We're talking about the fucking product. Okay, and there's this very intense fish scene at one point, and it just looks like they're taking a fucking leisurely drive down a lane. Like, no one is panicked. No one's going, what the fuck are we going to do? Like in the first three. It's all just very, don't worry, young. Sign the peace
Can
treaty.
I just... I'm sorry, no, I'm arguing against this. It makes sense for Jar Jar to be panicked in this fish scene, because he's a clumsy old fucker.
But this is his land.
but
Why doesn't his ship have some kind of device that would detect a giant fish?
But the Jedi need to remain calm because they can't get emotional.
Oh, see,
If you get
I'm
emotional,
a Sith. I'm a
and
Sith.
you fear leads to anger leads to strength. Strength.
Hate.
Oh my god.
Hate.
Thank you.
Leads
Fucking
to
hell.
suffering.
To hate. I can't believe I got that wrong. I'm actually bereft.
Oh, I had to correct you.
Oh my god, you had to correct me on fucking lore in Star Wars.
That's a
Oh my
fucking amazing
God.
achievement. KO. Finish him.
Fatality. So yeah, the Jedi, they try and resolve the issue. They don't. Queen Amidala Skypes in, and we see her for the first time. Leanne and Dad, costume design. What do you think?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I enjoyed it. It's impressive. Like, how did she stand so straight?
It wasn't just that costume, it was throughout. The costume design of Queen Amidala is incredible.
The costume design was based on their surroundings, on their planets.
Wait. Well, we totally skipped something, man. Like the whole...
We have to, Leanne. We're half an hour in. We haven't even
Sorry,
got
man,
past the first 10
the
minutes.
Jedi's got gassed, and then one of the frogmen are like, they're dead by now. Let's open the doors. And no, bitch, it's been 10 seconds. The droids are worse than stormtroopers, bruv.
Yeah. So yeah, I really liked the way they just held their breath.
Yeah, and then they open the door. If you just kept the door closed,
Just get the door closed.
job done.
Right. I'm going to jump to the defense of this, and this is probably something you guys won't know. There is a force move called force breath, where you can hold your breath for a very, very long time.
Fuck off, there is.
How long?
Very long, like over an hour.
Well, just keep the door closed for an hour and a half.
Exactly.
movie ended.
Just close it overnight.
It's done.
God.
Just leave them
Go
in
for
there.
lunch, droids.
Yeah. The Federation droids,
Yes.
Yeah.
the weakest droids in the world.
Pathetic, mate.
Bro,
Pathetic.
what about the droidicas? The droidicas are incredible.
What a droidicas.
The droidicas were brilliant.
The droidicas were amazing.
What are they?
Yeah.
The rolling ones that have the
they're the
shield,
rolling-
Leanne.
roll-
Oh,
Roly
yeah.
poly
No,
ones.
they're okay.
They were amazing.
But why only send two?
The droids were pussies.
I hated
In
them.
terms of filming, this was very difficult because it was CGI and physical effects as well. So Ewan McGregor and Liam were actually battering actual robot stands and stuff and taking them down. And they would mix that in with CGI as well.
Yeah.
They end up becoming
No.
the replacement comic relief
No,
of the series.
they're meant to be a threat. Like, but they're just dumb.
Speaking of the Trade Federation leaders, Viceroy Gunray, we have to talk about this. A very obvious East Asian accent coming through here.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
very awkward now watching it. Cultural appropriation all over it, and blatant caricatures of racial stereotypes here. I felt a little bit uncomfortable watching them.
It was awkward.
Kind of, and performing and stuff. So they end up jumping onto one of these ships that come down onto the planet, and they run into Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. Here you go, Dad.
Here we go. So, your honest opinions. Let's start with Dad, and then we'll move on to Leanne.
Where do I even start? Right, so physically I find him very irritating. Maybe because of his clumsiness, I don't know, but he just felt like he was just an irritating physical character. I didn't like the look of him. I didn't like the smell of him. I didn't like anything about him.
Okay.
And then he starts talking, and I literally couldn't understand a word he was saying. Barely a thing. Barely a thing. So he may
Right.
well have been there for the comic relief or whatever, but for me, he absolutely did not work. That whole movie would have been 1,000% better without that character.
Okay. Thank you,
Apart
Dad.
from that, I thought it was fine.
Leanne, you next.
When I first saw him, I wanted him to leave. I think Liam says something to him in the woods. He's like, just because you can talk, it doesn't mean you're smart. Like, and fuck off, basically. I really wish he had. Fart jokes, you in big doo-doo now. The way he talks. The way he's an accidental hero at the end, and it literally is just stepping on guns and they're taking down droids. It's just like, fuck off, Jar Jar. Fuck off. There's nothing I can say about him other than I hated him.
As a child, I loved him.
Ew.
I did. It was the part where he gets his head stuck in the binders of the pod and his whole face goes numb and he's like, blah, 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 blah. That made
wasn't
me
bad,
laugh a lot.
but it's the rest of the shit. Miso,
yes,
Murmur, he was worse than the Ewoks.
So, I knew you were going to react like this, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about him and maybe kind of persuade you a little. So, yes,
How's he gonna persuade
plot-wise, Jar Jar's only plot device is giving Queen Amidala her army. So, in theory, he could be at the beginning of this film by helping the Jedi out, and then right at the end, he reappears to say, Amidala, we can help you, here's your army.
Yes.
I agree with you. He doesn't need to be a major player in this film because what he achieves in the middle is absolutely nothing. When he joins Qui-Gon, what is his purpose?
Yeah.
He serves no purpose.
He just
to
fucks
that
around.
at all. Just fucks around. He's there for toilet humour and to keep the kids entertained, which, I'll be honest, he accomplished that. However, I want to talk a lot about Jar Jar and why he is actually cinema's most underrated and most influential character ever.
Fuck off, Tony. No.
Can I do a fun fact? Michael Jackson wanted to be Jar Jar Binks.
No,
That's one of my facts as well that I was about to say, you fucking bastard.
Miso.
So the reason for that, he thought that as Jar Jar Binks, he'd be done up in all the costume and the latex and could do all his moves and stuff.
Yeah.
No, Jar Jar Binks was CGI'd in the end.
Wait, so he was actually considered?
Yes.
Well,
no,
Michael
he wasn't
Jackson,
considered.
Michael Jackson was pushing it, but because George wanted to break grounds with CGI, and when Michael started to say, "Hey, I could wear like these prosthetics and all that stuff," George Lucas didn't want anything to do with it.
Let Michael do it.
Said
It
no.
would have been so much better with Michael Jackson, man. That would have
No,
been
I think it
iconic.
would have been way worse.
I think it would have been worse.
It would have been much worse.
It would have been. Oh my god.
But yes, Michael Jackson was actually beaten to the punch by an actor called Ahmed Best.
He didn't do his best, did he?
Whoa, what a pun.
Whoa.
This actor, his last role before getting Jar Jar Binks was actually in Stomp, the dance show. And then he got this role in perhaps one of the biggest films of all time. So he went from a major high, getting all his movements and coding everything that he was doing and transferring that onto the screen with a fully CGI character must have been an incredible experience for him. An extreme high met with a gigantic low with the reception of this character.
But nobody blamed the actor. They blamed the script, right?
They blamed both the actor and the character. He was the scapegoat for a main source of hate directed towards the character. He has opened up recently about him contemplating ending his life. When he was walking over Brooklyn Bridge, he was seriously contemplating jumping off it because of all the hate and backlash that he was getting from it.
I feel really bad.
The voice is actually coming from a place of his kind of, when he would babysit and take care of kids, he'd put on this funny voice like Dad used to do. He used to put on voices and stuff, and he was just channeling something that was truthful to him. However, the rest of the world didn't really take it that well. Now, the reason why Jar Jar Binks is actually groundbreaking is because he is the first major character fully CGI'd in a motion picture feature length. This actually paved the way for more CGI characters to be created on screen. The coding that was used by ILM by taking all the movements of Ahmed Best was used in future works, including Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
There
shit.
are codings of Jar Jar in Gollum.
Oh, shit.
No matter what you think about this character, Jar Jar has a place in cinema, whether you love him or hate him.
Yeah, I guess.
He paved the way for CGI characters to be as lifelike on screen as they ever could be. From Lord of the Rings to the Marvel Cinematic Universe to all of these things going on right now in this industry, we owe it to Jar Jar. I'm just going to say that. That being said, I really don't like the character as well.
You said you loved the character.
As a kid, but watching it like a few days ago, yeah, like I said, in terms of plot, he offers nothing apart from the end where he gives the army to the Queen.
He's just a
Yeah,
fool.
so annoying. So annoying.
There are other actors that you might not have noticed in this film, Leanne. Can you think of any that you might have missed?
Can I answer? I can give you two.
Go on.
Go on.
Keira Knightley.
Yes,
Knightley's not in
well
this.
done.
Yes,
Yes,
she
she
is.
is.
She
No,
plays
she's not.
she plays the Queen.
Yes,
Oh, the fake queen. The decoy.
the decoy. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah. Well
That
done,
was her.
Beth.
Oh,
That
mate,
was her
to be
first-
fair, it's very difficult to tell.
That was her first ever role. Yeah, because she's completely made up.
Yeah.
Do you know how old she was?
No?
14 or something.
She was 12.
Whoa.
12, there you go.
There's another actor who you'll
Can
know.
I do it? Can I do it?
Yeah, go on then, Lidad. Go on.
Brian Blessing.
What?
Yeah.
Who was Brian Blessed?
Can you guess?
Boss.
Can you guess?
Go on,
No,
let's
I
ask
haven't got a fucking Scooby. What the hell?
I'll give you a clue.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. The ugly
Yeah.
fairy with the big
No.
nose. That's not him.
No.
No! The leader of the Gungans. Jar Jar's boss.
Boss Nass.
Boss Nass.
Boss. Oh, wait, hang on.
Oh my god.
Let's look at a picture.
You're going to kick yourself when you see the face.
Yeah.
Wait, Boss Nass.
You know Boss Nass. He's the big fat one that goes. There's all saliva
I just
going
need
all
to
over
see-
the place.
Oh, him! Oh, yeah, I am thinking myself. For fuck's sake! Damn!
Yeah, damn, Daniel.
That is Brian Blessed, and you've seen him in the flesh.
He kissed
Yes,
me
you
on the
have.
forehead and called me
Yeah.
a wonderful child
There you go.
at a pantomime. So there you go. I got a connection to Star Wars on me head.
Oh, daddy facts.
Wait, Dad, talk about
What?
Vader living on our road.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
So Dave Prowse used to live for a very short time where we used to live. He was the end house, by the alleyway. Dave Prowse lived there.
That's fucking
Oh,
crazy.
mate.
Tony,
That was
Did you-
the house of Dave Prowse.
Did you ever meet him?
Yes, I did. He visited my school as the Green Cross Code Man. And which was apparently his most proudest role because he got an MBE for it, for children's safety, so that children
this is Vader.
didn't get run over. Yes, yeah, he was the Green Cross Code Man.
Oh, this makes me
wow.
But
angry.
also, I went to school with Darth Vader's son, Steve. Steve was his name.
Luke. It should have been Luke.
Not Luke. I am your father.
Luke.
No, I'm your father, Steve.
Oh no, Steve.
Oh,
Best mid-name
Yeah,
ever.
yeah.
Oh no. Did you know who he was at that time? Like,
No, had no idea. And it wasn't until his dad visited the school as the Green Cross Code Man, giving it all, always be safe when you cross the road. When you cross the road, like that.
Yeah.
West Country accent. So the very short time that I met Mr. Prowse for, he was a very nice guy. But he was enormous,
I'm very
particularly
annoyed.
towering over infant school children.
Because we lived on
Amazing.
that road. If he had just
Yes.
stayed there a bit longer, Tony, we would have been trick-or-treating at Darth Vader's fucking
Darth
house.
Vader. yeah, could you imagine?
Mate, that would have been incredible.
I have a fun fact again. Fun fact.
I love
Daddy
this dad.
facts.
Go on.
Dave Prowse never got paid for playing Darth Vader.
What do
You
you
never
mean?
got paid?
He never got paid.
Why?
I do not know that fact.
Because the way that movies worked and contracts worked was if there was profits made from the movie and the actors had signed the contract to have a portion of those profits, then they would be paid. However, because he was a very small-time actor at that point, and his voice wasn't even used, he was just a figure in a suit.
No!
Sorry, Dave, but he was. Then he did not get any payment for that, because what the movie accountant said was, well, we've had to pay for your hotel, accommodation, food,
No,
blah,
fuck
blah, blah,
that,
blah,
man.
blah, blah, blah.
That's
So we owe
crazy.
you, that'll be nothing.
No! Mr. Prowse!
So he made most of his money by going to all the Star Wars con things.
Yeah.
So Vader's a broke bitch?
Wow.
No, he wasn't broke. He had other roles
Yeah, but...
that he did. But yeah, it's, so it's like the role that he's best known for, he never got paid for. And apparently he was hoping to be a part of the later Star Wars movies, but him and Lucas fell out and he never quite found out why.
Why?
But Lucas just cut him off dead.
Tony,
Cut him
why?
off
Why
dead.
did he do that to Vader?
So I know there was a bit of conflict with him in Empire and like the whole plot and stuff, and the "I am your father" twist, and David
And him
Prowse
not
had no
knowing about
idea,
it.
and he
Yeah.
was just like, "Wow, okay."
He was goose-lipped. Oh.
That's why they done the script for him
Yes.
to not know what the actual true
Wow,
name
and
was.
that cost him like any kind of future
Any
role.
future stuff to do with
Wow.
Lucasfilm. Yes, they cut him off dead. And in fact, they then stopped him and prevented him from going to any of the conventions as well.
No, they can't do that.
Oh.
He's Vader. Fuck off.
We digress.
We digress
unfortunately.
Yeah,
massively.
sorry. Sorry.
Sorry, Will.
So the Jedi, they save the Queen and all their staff, and they nick a ship, and they toodle out of Naboo, and we are introduced to R2-D2. What do you think R2-D2's intro was like, Leanne? Did it live up to it? Was it earned?
It was nice to see him. It didn't feel like that much time had passed. I wasn't waiting. I wasn't waiting 16 years to see him again. Do you know what I mean? I literally saw him the other week, so it didn't have the massive impact I imagine it would have done. But it was cool to see him.
I liked that he was instantly recognisable.
Of course he is. He's R2.
But there were other droids that were based in the same design
Yeah.
as him. But you instantly knew that was R2 because of the way he saved the ship.
Yeah, something that annoyed me, though, in this bit, Tony, is when R2 knocks into Jar Jar, and Jar Jar says to him, "How rude." And I'm like, that's not your line. That's
It's a
C-3PO.
touchback, though. It's C-3PO's
No!
line, yeah, but it's a touchback, isn't it?
So then I was thinking, where is C-3PO? Who is this fucking imposter bitch? Like, so
We'll
yeah,
get to C-3PO very soon. So they escape. We cut a tiny, tiny scene between this mysterious cloaked figure and his new apprentice coming into the scene with the conversation with the Viceroy is called Darth Maul. And he says that the Sith can find this ship. So this is a big new law that's coming into this universe. The Sith. Essentially the opposites of Jedi. Did it entice you, Leanne? Did it get you excited to see Darth Maul in the flesh? Were you entranced by this?
well, at first he wasn't in the flesh, was he? He was just behind in a hologram. And at first I was like, oh, okay, that's the guy from the posters. Like, who is he? And when they mentioned that I think they mentioned that he's a Sith Lord and he's an apprentice under the Hooded Man. Yeah, and I was thinking to myself, where is this going?
This character, Darth Maul, who's on all the posters, a fantastic image of his face, has a screen time of about 9 minutes
Yeah.
in this film.
That annoyed me.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I wanted to know
it's one of
more
the big,
about him.
It's one of the another big mistake the film makes as well, which we'll come on to near the end. This character had the same sort of treatment as Darth Vader when being done for the screen. So he was played by Ray Park. However, his voice was a completely different actor. Do you know who that voice was, Leanne?
No. Because he barely says anything, man. He barely
has
says
3
anything.
lines.
Like, how am I supposed to recognise who that is?
Okay, yeah, it's a bit of a long shot. It's a comedic actor, and the actor is in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh shit! What's his name?
Any guesses?
From Spaced. What's his name?
Yes,
Tony?
he's from Spaced as well.
What's his
Yeah.
name? The bleached blonde one with the scruffy beard.
Oh no, not Simon Pegg. It's Peter Serafinowicz, the very, very tall actor who talks like this. He was the flatmate that got bitten in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh,
why did he bite you?
Him. Why
It's
did he
4
bite
in
you?
the fucking morning.
I don't know. You got red on you.
So the crew, they land on Tatooine, Tunisia, if you can believe it, Leanne.
Again, another one.
Again, another one. And their ship has been damaged, and they need to get the parts. They go to a junkyard run by Watto, the flying fairy, as you'd call him.
The ugly fairy.
Yes. It's a great voice as well. Oh yes, the Nobelian. It's a great voice. The actor does. Andy Secombe, I think the name is. But in walks Jake Lloyd as Anakin. Leanne and Dad, thoughts on Jake Lloyd and his performance as Anakin Skywalker?
So I personally thought, as a child actor, his performance was great. I thought it was very good. It was very engaging, it was energetic, and it felt to me as though he did have an interest in gadgets and how things worked and all that sort of stuff. I thought as a child actor, he met the brief, and I thought he did it very well. However, as I touched on earlier, I can't stand films with kids in.
But you have 3
Get 'em
children.
out. Get them out.
Jesus, that is
You
some
know,
harsh criticism.
obviously, apart from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, got to have kids in that. And Mary Poppins,
Yeah,
got to have
Charlie
kids
and the
in that.
Chocolate Factory, what are you talking about?
Jumanji, got to have kids in that. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, there's a few that I'll give that leeway to. But this is Star Wars, man. I don't want little kids in Star Wars. I don't want it in my sci-fi. Get them out. Boo.
God's
Boo to
sake.
kids.
Thoughts, Leanne?
One word. Yippee. Like, he's just an average kid actor. I don't know why Lucas got this kid on. It's funny, he says a line to the Queen undercover, and he's like, oh yeah, I've been a pilot my whole life, as he's like cleaning a glass in a bar, like he's an older barkeep. Like, just fuck off, Anakin. Like,
Annie the barman.
yeah,
All right.
just fuck off. Like, he's trying to hit on her as well. How old are you? 9? Like, get out of here.
Jake Lloyd. It's another kind of tragedy kind of tale, really. So, as you could imagine, as a young kid, absolutely ecstatic to be in this Star Wars film. But he, like the character Jar Jar, had a sensational amount of backlash with the fan base. One article coined him Mannequin Skywalker because they thought his performance was so wooden.
They're not wrong.
But again, I have to defend him because this is a 10-year-old,
I know
9-year-old
he's
boy
just a kid.
who has no concept on how showbiz works, how the entertainment industry works. Okay, he was in Jingle All the Way as the kid. That was the last role he was before Phantom Menace. So he has film experience. However, for that absolute magnitude of taking on the role of Darth Vader as a kid, and he had no substantial guidance and coaching from George, who should have done so much better in directing him and looking after him and protecting him. And the dialogue that was given to him was so bad. Like, no wonder he was falling on his face.
Are you
and
an angel?
people were.
Yeah, I mean, God, yeah. But to be honest, I thought his performance was better than most of the adults that were around him.
It's funny you say that. Like, the Anakin Skywalker, the character, this character is the strongest character in this film. He has
Absolutely.
No.
Yes, absolutely. He has a great background, a backstory, and an overarching narrative to him about trying to free his mum. It's all set up in this film.
Yeah,
he's the strongest character in this film.
His mum is so keen to get him the fuck out of there. She's like, do you want to take him? And they're like, yeah, right. Like, fuck me. It's really... It doesn't feel well constructed. It just feels like they were fucking making shit up as they went for some reason. Like,
I love Shmi Skywalker. I think that was one of the only actresses in this that
had
chemistry She was great. And this is my little fan theory as well. Her and Qui-Gon Jinn had some chemistry, and I thought maybe they
did.
banged on the side.
Well. Yes, because we meet Anakin's mum, and it was quite strange. There was definitely a dynamic. But before they get there, everyone's like, the storm's really bad. We need to take shelter. No, it isn't. I didn't see a bad storm. I saw some mild wind.
Can I do a fun fact?
About
Yes.
the storm, in quotation marks.
The storm was real.
It was shit.
Oh, was it? Oh, mate.
The storm obliterated the set.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Well, they didn't. Piss
Everybody
out
was
on
everybody was panicking, but George remained calm because the same storm happened when they recorded the original Star Wars in the same location.
Oh man,
It obliterated.
that's crazy.
And to bring it all back up to scratch in like a day, they had to draft in the Italian army.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
Come quick,
Fun
army. We're trying to make a movie here. Tony, in this scene where we meet Anakin's mama, don't we learn that Vader actually constructed C-3PO? Like, that was
so
a
glad
little
you said-
fucking nugget for me. I was like,
So-
oh, wow.
So I'm actually indifferent about this, and this kind of pissed me off.
Why did it piss
Because
you
it-
off?
Because it ruins, I think, retcon of the story of Empire. Picture them in the carbon freezing chamber. He's about to freeze Han. He's like, okay, put him in... C-3PO? Oh my god, do you know what I mean? He would, like, notice him. And it turns out that the droids he was looking for was the fucking one that he made when he was a child.
Yeah,
That,
that's...
I thought, was so crazily stupid.
No, I kind of liked it. I was like, oh,
You liked
wow.
it?
I liked that he built C-3PO. And I was never expecting... Like, as soon as I found that out, I did not rewind back in time to when I saw Empire or whatever, to a moment where they might have had an exchange
Interacted.
again. I don't think Vader was ever really caring at that point, right? He was beyond. He's on the dark side. Why would he
He'd
care?
gone too far.
Yeah, well,
He'd gone
yeah,
too
why
far
would he
to the
care
dark side.
about something
Yeah,
he created as a young boy? Like, that's what it meant to me.
Yeah, you could argue that, but I think I put two and two together. I was like, this doesn't work in the originals. For me, it didn't make any sense.
Well, it was one of the things I liked about the film.
Little fact about C-3PO as well. This was a puppet. This wasn't Anthony Daniels, obviously, because he's see-through
Yeah.
and his parts are showing. So this was actually a puppet. And they used a technique called bunraku, which was a Japanese puppet style in which the puppeteer would stand behind the puppet and maneuver them from there. And then afterwards, they'd be erased with special effects, which is pretty cool.
Wait, Tony, I have another point to make about when we meet Vader's mama. Yeah?
Mhm.
Doesn't she say something along the lines of, there was no father?
Yes.
Like some Jesus
Yes.
thing? Like,
Yes.
nah.
Yeah.
It was Liam. It must have been Liam. Liam
Not
is
that
Vader's
extent.
father.
No,
Come on.
shut up.
It
No.
must be.
No.
You said you were
No.
sus that they hooked up.
Right then, not like 10 years prior. Like, when Qui-Gon and Shmi meet, there's definite chemistry.
Also, her name wasn't flattering at all. It reminded me
I
of
like
Smee.
the name Shmi.
Smee?
I
Like
like
from
it,
her-
Shmi
From
Skywalker.
fucking Peter
Yeah,
Pan,
in the
mate.
boo box.
Yeah, boo-boo
In the
box.
boo
In the
box.
boo-boo box.
Yeah,
That's what that reminded you of. Fun fact about his mum. She is Swedish.
I don't care if she's
Right.
Swedish, Dad. Why?
And she didn't... It's a fun fact because she didn't think she would get the part because of her accent.
That is interesting because
There you
a
go,
different
see?
planet.
Fun fact.
It wasn't fun.
Mm.
It was,
But it was a fact.
it was a fact.
The actress, I think her name, correct me, is Pernilla August
I
or
don't
something
fucking
like
know,
that.
Tony. I can't correct you on nothing.
But I think she's one of the strongest performances in this. She's very down to earth. She's very caring and motherly figure, and again the chemistry with Liam Neeson is
No,
actually
she's not that
decent.
loving and motherly though. She's so keen to be like, do you want him? Fucking take him. She couldn't wait
But
so she could get some side action in the fucking Desert Storm.
Let's move on to, of course, the pod race where they gamble for the parts of the ship. This is actually my favourite part of the film. This brought me back to... I know people love the fight at the end, and the fight is really good, but for me, the standout scene is the pod race. Not because of the race itself, but because we're back to George Lucas epic world-building mode. He's so good in this. And the characters that he creates, the flags that come out right before the race starts,
Yep.
representing all the communities.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe,
It's
and
a vibe.
and the sounds. Oh my god! From the do of Sebulba to the of Anakin's. Oh my
Yes.
god! All of it was just, and it's so direction-wise, it's brilliant because
No.
it's static. It is.
No.
It's static, and the camera pans from left to right as if you're an audience spectator
Oh
watching.
no!
Like,
See, I hated that. I found it.
oh
like,
no, I loved
no,
it.
mate, I was so hyped and I was so excited and I was like, yes, this is a vibe. Like, it's been building up to this. Like, they need to win the race. For some reason, it's such a weird 80s plot. Like, oh, there's a competition where we can win 10 grand. Oh, it just so happens there's a pod race where we can afford to buy all the parts. And also making the child race when you could have ridden the pod yourself. Really dumb. But no, I found the whole left to right panning thing repetitive. I was so hyped, and
I loved it.
But then the fart happened, and I knew to expect less.
Oh, that's at the beginning of the race. Don't worry about that. That's toilet humor.
I liked the race. I did. Like, I was literally on the edge of my chair. I was like, let's fucking go. But after a while, it got very fucking repetitive. Every single shot of the pod race, same, left to right, boring. Repetitive, stale, same movement over and over.
No, I disagree.
No, I disagree as well. Go on, Dad.
I disagree.
You speak.
Yeah, no. So I viewed it very much from the perspective of somebody in the crowd,
I didn't think about that.
where what you're glimpsing is whoa.
Yeah,
that's what you're seeing.
I didn't think about that.
As with any racetrack, all you're seeing is a little piece of the action, and we were very privileged to be able to see the other parts of the action before it whizzed past at that angle again for the second time.
Well said,
and then the third time. I thought it was sensational.
Wow.
And the sound was...
The sounds were amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
I need to know, so this is something that I haven't dug into, how did they make those sounds? Firstly, in the original Star Wars...
Ben Burt, sound designer. He's back, baby.
Nice.
Yeah, but what did they use to make those sounds?
So the obvious one that I can hear anyway, it's obvious that Anakin's one is based on a Formula 1 car, as it's the fastest in the race. It makes sense for them to nick sounds from Formula 1 races. Like Sebulba's one, the thudding, the do. I'm not actually sure which sounds he used to create that engine. I loved the characters in the cars as well. There's one that snorts like a pig before he explodes, like, and then he explodes. Yeah. There's one with a cloth over his head like that and crashes. The sand people are shooting and taking them out as well as they're flying through. Yes, I was going to say,
can we talk about the sand people? Like, why are they doing this? I liked it though. I was like, well, why not? If you're in the desert, you've got nothing else to do, pick them off.
Well, like, this is the thing, like, the culture of, like, Tatooine, you know this is a criminal planet.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be, like, as fun as this scene is, we need to be anchored down to the criminal underworld, and that's why the sand people camp out to shoot for parts and junk parts to sell off and things.
Exactly. The sand people are scavengers.
Yeah.
So any pieces of that wreckage that they may cause is prime. They want it.
I enjoyed seeing Jabba in the stands.
Yes,
and he had a girl in a very similar gold bikini.
Yeah,
and I thought that was Mrs. Jabba in the background.
the wife, the villain is coming into play.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little clip as well that I love where there's
there.
like a little. Yes, he's in the crowd.
I saw
next
him.
To Watto. Yeah. There's a lovely bit where it just makes me laugh because we're getting all these characters screaming and shouting, and then we get a little clip of Jabba. He's watching the race, and then like this little chicken bird kind of walks to the side. He's like, "Get the fuck out of the way!" And the chicken bird's like, "Ah!" It's just so ridiculous, but I love it.
I have another fun fact.
Yes.
So a lot of the crowd, because you've got to remember, it's not just CGI in this movie; it's animation and it's modelling. Good old-fashioned modelling. A lot of the crowd were made up of cotton buds.
Cotton buds?
That's pretty cool.
Because from a distance, you don't need to see people's shoulders, you just need to see people's heads.
I assumed it was all CGI. I wasn't aware there was model work.
No, there's a lot of modelling that goes on there as well.
Did not know
that. It's a whole mix of things. You've got to remember it was on the forefront of CGI at the time. So it's a fascinating movie in its own right in terms of that.
It mixed prosthetics and modelling
Yes.
with CGI.
Yes, so
And that's
many
what it's
things,
like,
so
yeah.
many aspects to it. It was, yeah, it's very cool.
That to me makes it all the more frustrating when we're just sitting around in rooms talking and then walking and talking
Maybe their CGI budget ran out.
and then having to vote no confidence and oh man,
You'd say you didn't like the politics of it, Liam.
No, I fucking didn't at all. Like, in the first 3 films that I saw, okay, there's a really dark objective. Like, blow up a planet, or fucking take Luke down, or turn him to the dark side. In this one, mate, they're just trying to sign a piece of paper.
Yes.
Why do you need to make an invasion legal?
So it's the whole
You
plan that Darth
just
Sidious is
invade.
trying to basically weave, isn't he? No, because the Trade Federation are fearful. They're afraid. It's not their idea. They struck a deal with him, and now they're regretting it. All the way through this, they're like, we should not have made this bargain.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So they're fearful of what they're actually doing. They don't have confidence in it.
Does anyone in this room understand what I'm saying, okay? Like, it's just the whole objective.
totally.
What?
Yeah.
But I think you need to look at it from the perspective of what I said before. This isn't a repression. These are tiny little mini annoying disputes that you're going to be dealing with in the beginning. It's just how it's going to start.
Yawn.
A little in joke in this scene, actually, in the council scene, is if you look closely, George has CGI'd some ET shaped aliens in the scene.
That was one of my
in the
fun
pods.
facts.
Yeah.
How
For
dare you?
God's sake.
Yeah. And do you know why he done that?
Because Yoda was in E.T.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Mr.
Had a
Oz.
cameo in E.T.
Yes, so yeah, we do see Yoda for the first time here, and
We
Samuel
do,
L.
yes.
Jackson, and all
Yeah.
they do is sit and talk about meh.
What were you expecting? They are the guardians of peace and justice.
Bruv.
There is going to be talking.
No,
That's unavoidable.
no, but I swear they're like, well, we're not going to train. No, are we there yet when they're deciding whether or not
We
to
can
train
definitely
Anakin?
go there.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the whole film, they're like, we're not going to train Anakin. No, he's too old. Rah rah rah. What happens at the end, Tony? What happens at the fucking end?
Yoda eventually paves in to Obi-Wan's
Yes.
request.
But what annoys me, Yoda caves into his request without any referring to the council.
Jedis are assholes. I want to be a Sith.
I want to be a Sith.
I want to be a fucking
A Sith
Sith,
is too
mate.
cool.
Execute.
Although, it does remind me a little bit of a giraffe being a Sith, with those little bobbly things on the top of his head.
Oh, Darth Maul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the council briefly for a second. So yeah, they deliberate, they talk, they come to democratic decisions, and they decide
Boring.
not to train Anakin with a wonderful line that Yoda says when they analyze Anakin and his thoughts dwell on his mother. And he's like, what does that have to do with anything? And this, for both a child and an adult, is a really important line to listen to. Fear is a path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger leads to hate leads to suffering. It's actually a very... I think that this is my favourite line of the film.
Same. I feel like this
it's
was
an
the
excellent
strongest
line.
moment where the Jedis were communicating with each other. Up until now, it was just when they actually presented Anakin to them and they were making their judgment initially, I thought that was really well done. And I do enjoy that quote also. They could sense that there was something up. Like, and they were fucking right, weren't they? Do you know what I mean? Like, he ends up being Vader.
And that he is too old. So I pose to you
Yeah,
guys,
that was weird.
what do you think that means? Because as an 8-year-old kid watching this 9-year-old kid, watching this film, when they said he's too old, I was like, he's a kid. But there is a deeper meaning to why they think he's too old. What do you think that is? Why do they say he's too old?
I think because it means they need to train them from birth. Or
Why?
you know, they I don't know, like
Because they need to get to them before they have any sense of any self. So it's before they know anything about anything.
You're
Like
close.
They need to be trained in the ways of the Jedi.
You're close, Dad. Not quite there. It's to do with attachment. If you grow, with your mum or your dad or your loved ones or whatever, you form those attachments. And if those attachments are put under stress or they're ripped from you, you can have a huge emotional outburst.
so we're talking about an attachment disorder. Let's assume that what they're kind of insinuating is that Jedis have to be taken from birth.
Not even that.
So there's no emotional attachment formed with their parents.
But also emotional maturity, that if somebody does pass away or whatever, they have the capacity to deal with that and remain calm rather than becoming an emotional wreck. If you have those emotional reactions, that can lead you to the dark side because you're emotional and you're angry and you're rah. You're using your emotions to your advantage, whereas being a Jedi, you are more calm.
So what mental state is that when you have no empathy for anything else?
It just sounds numb.
It
Doesn't sound good.
No. You can have compassion as a Jedi. You just can't have those huge attachments because they can lead to...
That's an
They will
attachment
cloud
disorder.
your judgment.
That's an attachment disorder. That's not healthy.
Well,
Yeah,
alright.
George.
Essentially, they're saying that he's got too much of a strong attachment to his mum. And he thinks too much about his mum.
Oh, Freud would have a field day with this.
Yeah. They also touch on something that I need to talk to you guys and open up a discussion about are, again, new lore that is added into the Star Wars universe in the form of midi-chlorians. So they give us... They actually give us an explanation of what the Force is and where it comes from. Now, this is a very contested and very controversial thing that they add in to the Star Wars universe in this. I want to first ask what you guys thought about this whole concept of the midichlorians.
Confusing. There are these microorganisms that live in every cell of your body, and if you listen to them, you have greater understanding of the Force. It sounds silly.
Sounded like Yakult. It was though they had a...
Good bacteria!
It was like, yeah, you have a good bacteria and a bad bacteria. And it was almost as though they had somebody that was paying their subscriptions at that point and they were desperately trying to flog Yakult to everybody before it was even made.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I just thought, what? That doesn't sit with me.
So this is one of the biggest problems I have with this film is this introduction. From the Force of being quite a spiritual thing in the originals, they've now made that world a little bit smaller by boiling it down to a scientific thing. And it also makes the Jedi, or those that are Force sensitive, elitist, because they can control the Force, whereas other people can't. If you don't have midichlorians, forget about it, you can't do it. So that, for me, spoilt the magic of what the Force was in the originals a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yes, because like you, I felt the Force was very much a spiritual thing. You know, something that wasn't physical in any sense. It was a spiritual, almost a concept that you became part of a religion. You had to have a belief. And now they're saying it's just a bunch of organisms. If you don't have them, you ain't ever going to be part of this crew. It just, that annoyed me. And it was so fleeting a moment as well.
I feel a bit conflicted because I don't mind the idea of needing to be born with something in order to have a foot up in a power or to even be capable of any such power. But what I also quite like is that it's not good enough to just have this in you. If you don't get the correct training, then you're not going to be very powerful, or you go down the wrong route or whatever. It felt silly.
I think they're trying to make how powerful Darth Vader really was, but when they analyse the blood and Obi-Wan's like, he's off the chart, over 20,000.
Yeah, like higher than
Even
Yoda. I was like, fuck off.
I think they're building up to Darth Vader, who is, of course, incredibly infamous. So they decide to go back to Naboo, where the Gungans and the Naboo citizens decide to work together.
I'm sorry, these names are just ridiculous.
I know.
They decide to put their differences to the side for a really stupid reason. The Gungans think that they're very arrogant, and when they get on their knees and say, no, we need help, they're like, oh, you're not arrogant. Yeah, let's be friends. I was just a bit like, okay, fucking hell, let's just get on with it.
Boring.
Boring.
But also that's kind of a classic way. If you look at any Star Wars movie, the way it cuts from one scene to another, Yeah, where it makes that transition to go.
Yeah.
Which is fine. In all the other ones, it seems to work. In this one, it was like the transitions were getting faster and faster. So 1 second we were in the marketplace, and next we're underwater, and next they're out of the water and they're in the bloody palace. But it was chopping, and as the movie started to reach its end, those transitions were happening like, it wasn't just like this transition, it was like the whole woo transition and the circular. It was madness. The amount of transitions in that film were insane, and they were just getting faster and faster. I started hallucinating after a while.
Well, like the ending where it does the 3 battles is a nod back to Return of the Jedi, where it was the battle in space against the battle on the planet against the battle of the Jedis.
Yes.
So it was cool how they kind of edited all that together in the same sort of pattern of the fight is beginning, the villains are winning, the heroes have won. Same sort of pattern.
Yes. But why does Anakin's helmet fit?
Oh, mate, this fucking...
No,
so
that's a very good point.
I despise the fact that the tone of when Anakin goes up to fight in space is very condescending. It's like, maybe I'll do this trick. Maybe that'll be... Bro, you're in space. You could be obliterated in under a second right now. And we're being... this dialogue is being thrown at us. Like, it's absolutely mind-blowing how they got away with this dialogue. Someone should have gone up to George and be like, George, this scene ain't working, mate. What is this kid doing?
I just honestly, I agree with you, Dad. I just feel like it would have been a little bit better if the helmet didn't quite fit him properly. Do you know what I mean? So little ideas like that, little details could have made it all the more fun.
I do like that when they try and find the Gungans after the water, Jar Jar's like, oh, we go to a special place this way. It's like, it's kind of the same sort of place on a grassy planet. I was like, I thought the Trade Federation took over the whole planet. How do they not have this place? How
do they not know about this place?
That made no fucking sense to me. Anyway, we come on to one of the spectacles of the film, which is, of course, Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. Obviously,
amazing.
Yeah, this was the best thing about this triple threat fight. I only wanted to focus on this rather than the fight in space and the Gungan fight on the field. Give me your thoughts and feelings about this this fight and their first fight with a Sith.
Incredible. The choreography was just out of this world. What I really, really liked was the way that they had to stop when the Sith was one side, and then the timing went, and it went. Ewan was still, Obi was still running to try and catch up, and then poor old Liam was stuck in a room with this crazy old Sith.
Yes,
and you just knew he was going to get fucked up because old Sith boy, he's got like this double lightsaber, and it's red, so that indicates that he's a bad boy. It was amazing. It was. I honestly, that whole thing was brilliant. And when Obi could not get past that barrier, he had to stand down and wait.
He couldn't do anything.
He couldn't do anything. Fun fact.
Oh God, Dad.
This was the first time that you saw on screen the lightsabers being turned on and turned off.
Yes, that is true, actually. Yeah, because before they'd be edited from out of the frame.
It would be edited out of the frame.
Yes.
I need to say things now. I really, really like this fight.
Yeah. Talk to me.
The music.
Oh, the music. John Williams is on an absolute dream here.
Oh, mate, it was crazy. It was so good, and I really enjoy Darth Maul's fighting style. He's flipping everywhere, and he's doing all this, and he's got the double sword, and these are Jedis versus Sith Lord at their prime, like I imagine, because this is Obi the goatee, but young. And I'm like, fucking get in there already. But I feel like in the previous movies, it was old man versus Vader, right? Obi versus Vader is a little bit basic. And then there was amateur Luke against Vader, who doesn't really want to kill him. And then it's a Jedi versus Vader again, but they're both holding back, like Luke and Vader, not wanting to kill each other. So this felt very different. This felt more deliberate, but it also looked more elegant, and yeah, really enjoyed it.
You touched on a really good point there. This is at a time where Jedi were formally trained in, fighting and and protecting and defense. And this was their kind of full training at full at boss mode. And like Dad said, the choreography was unlike the audience had never seen before in a Star Wars film. It was fast, it was ferocious, and it was really, emotional as well.
The music.
Yeah, the music, when
So good.
all three characters are isolated through the doors, there's a wonderful little moment where you see what their characters are like. So Darth Maul is just walking back and forth, like loitering, like keeping his emotions up so he can.
He has real nervous energy. You can see he's ready to go.
Yeah,
he's gonna fuck you up.
Qui-Gon is kneeling down and he's trying to remain calm as a Jedi would.
He's meditating. He's
meditating.
just meditating.
And Obi-Wan's just helpless. He's just like, I've got to get to my master. I've got to get there.
Yeah.
Lovely little break in that fight, and then when Qui-Gon is separated from Obi-Wan and Darth Maul strikes. That was the emotional bit I was talking to you about earlier. That was when I was like, and then Obi-Wan screams, and oh man, and then Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. This was my favourite clip of it. The choreography in these first 20 seconds when the doors are released is...
Yeah, he just fucking goes for it.
It's so fast. It's so well choreographed. It's beautiful.
It is brilliant. It is brilliant.
Yeah.
Another fun fact: Ewan McGregor, when he was holding the lightsaber, for every scene, he would make light. They had to edit it all out. He would make lightsaber sounds.
No, he wouldn't.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He couldn't help himself
because he was such a big fan.
Yeah.
Needless to say, and I'm sorry to say this, I hate how this fight ends.
Darth Maul, he just dies.
Agreed.
I despise this ending. From all the fast-paced reactions, from all the attacks coming through, Darth Maul just kind of gawps at Obi-Wan, like that, and Obi-Wan just cuts him in half.
Yeah, just slices him in half. Yep.
Another big mistake. They killed Darth Maul.
I know.
This villain was already set up to be like an overarching villain in this trilogy when he kills Obi-Wan's master.
He was on all the merch, all the posters. Yep. We wanted more.
It's a mirroring of Luke when he sees Obi-Wan get chopped down.
Yep.
So why didn't you keep that in? Darth Maul should have never been killed.
No. I think they should have carried him on.
We swiftly move on to the ending, of course. Yoda agrees, finally, that Obi-Wan can train Anakin.
Dumb.
Very, very dumb. And at
Qui-Gon's... Samuel Jackson is there. And he's like, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. I wanted him to say more.
At Qui-Gon's funeral, they do say that the entity was a Sith, and a little bit of lore introduced as well. New again, that with Sith, there is only two lords, no more, no less, a master and apprentice. And the line of, but which was destroyed, the master and the apprentice. We get this weird ceremony at the end. They're still pulling out all the jokes with Jar Jar falling off that weird horse. Before he holds up a ball and pronounces peace.
Yeah.
Most disappointing ending in the world ever.
But we couldn't end the film without a cheeky look of Anakin and Padme looking at each other. And the film ends. Woo!
Thank God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It weren't that bad.
No, it weren't that bad. So now, can I say something?
Yes.
When I first saw this movie,
yep,
like at the cinema with you, disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I said, sound effects, all that kind of stuff, amazing. Kids in movies, bar humbug, no, etc., etc. Watching it again now, I enjoyed it more this time than I did when I watched it at the cinema.
That's very interesting.
Weird. That's weird.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
You're getting soft in your old years, old man.
I don't know what it is, but no, I enjoyed it more. The whole transition-y stuff still pissed me off. It was just too fast and ridiculous. I felt the film could have been another hour long, easily.
Oh God, no.
No.
It could have been.
No,
Get
the
outta
pace of this
here.
film was. The pace of this film is a little bit
It was
pants.
2
If I'm
hours
honest.
long. It was over 2 hours, bruv. I wanted to die. Like,
But look at the transitions, how it goes chop, 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 chop. It was too much.
Coupled with the stale dialogue and the stale acting, another hour I think would have been too much.
Yeah, but I was hoping that maybe the acting would have got better as it went along. Like they would have grown into their roles.
Let's come to favourite character. Dad, let's start with you. Favourite character?
Well, weirdly, despite everything I've said, I would say Anakin.
fuck off.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't like kids in my films. Favourite character? Oh, it's the kid.
Yeah, Anakin.
Fucking
Yeah.
hypocrite.
Because... No, yeah, maybe. But because, like I said, despite the dreadful dialogue, he seemed to have the most energy. Other than the fight scene, near the end of the movie, when Obi suddenly fucking sprang to life and realised he was a Jedi,
Yeah.
they were all very stale. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
There was no action in them.
Yeah.
But Anakin was all about, I'm very curious about this, I want to do this, I'm going to jump in this, I'm just going to fly this. It had really good energy about it. And he was definitely on the light side at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He had
for
a
sure.
curiosity, and he was
He
quite
had
a
a
sweet
curiosity.
little boy, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he wasn't your... It was just... I felt he had the best energy in the whole movie from the entire cast.
I think he's the best written character in this film
Yes.
as well. I do.
Yes.
His back.
And he had a chunk of dialogue by comparison to all the other characters as well.
His dialogue is awful, but the actual character itself and its background, great, and it's a great setup for the rest of the films.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I have thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at first it was Darth Maul. But he's only in it for 9 fucking minutes.
But he's only in it for a short
But
period
he's so
of time.
cool. Anyway, then I was like, oh, Liam, because he's a G, he gets stuff done. But then I settled on Padme, because she is a strong queen. She won't sit back and just let her people die. She's
Snore.
curious about the world as she explores it. And she's kind but firm. And I'm curious as to where she goes.
Natalie Portman is so rubbish in these films.
No, I know.
Beggars belief.
But
She's so
I liked
rubbish.
her character.
Yeah.
No, but Darth Maul. Darth Maul.
I think Darth Maul is too obvious, and also he wasn't in it long enough for me to enjoy his presence, which really fucked me off.
Yeah, but you wanted more of him. That's...
Yes, he was definitely the best character in the film.
All right. I'm going to say Anakin as well. It's a lovely
You
setup.
can't say anything. That's my one.
Tough titties. He's got motivation. He's got an arc. Despite the awful scene when he's in the ship and trying to do... What does this button do? No.
Yep.
Number one, you've already established that you're a pilot, apparently, so you shouldn't be saying all this shit. And I think your motivation should be like, okay, let's save my friends and let's do the mission rather than, I wonder what this does.
I
Let's
just
do
had an
this
epiphany.
trick. Let's choose this
This
trick.
is why Vader's so good at flying the ships. And he goes after everyone on his own because he's so good at pod racing.
Yeah, because he can smash it.
Yes, Leanne.
That's funny.
Well done. Fucking hell.
Aye!
Favourite scene?
Pod race.
The end fight.
The end fight. Specifically, which bit?
When Obi-Wan goes crazy.
Okay, Dad, you're stealing one of my ones, you fucker. I said the pod race as well.
Sorry.
I did enjoy the pod race, I must say, though.
It was. I just thought it was a great scene. It was a great scene, and like we said earlier, the way you felt as though you were part of the, you were a spectator.
Yeah. Favourite line?
Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering.
That's
I
my
thought
one
that-
as well.
I
Yeah,
thought that
yeah,
was really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, Dad?
Yeah, same.
Nice. We are all at the same one.
good.
We have synchronicity. Lovely.
I agree. We do.
Let's reverse it.
There's always a bigger fish. I thought, Jesus, Liam, please.
There's always a bigger fish.
You in doo-doo now, or whatever it is. Me saying doo-doo now.
You're sucking
like,
big doo-doo this time.
Yeah, like I was like, come on, man.
Oh, sorry. Also, are you an angel?
Oh yeah, that was bad. That was real
Ugh.
bad.
Worst character, go.
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar, you saying Jar Jar? Yeah, I think I would go with Jar Jar as well. He just brings nothing into the middle of the story. Worst line. Oh, I hate it when they're going home. It's such an obvious line for kids to follow. We're going home! And he goes like that before getting on the ship. Oh, I hate that. It makes me cringe. Worst scene.
Probably one of the times the Jedis are just sat around saying no to things.
No, he will not be trained.
Yeah, it's like nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Dad.
Worst scene, the ending.
What?
The end. What? Oh, the parade. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it was just such a wild and massive
I
anticlimax.
thought you meant the fight for a second. I was going to.
No, the fight was sensational.
Yeah, it was really good.
For me, worst scene is actually very near the beginning where the droidicas have disappeared. They finish the Skype call with the Queen, and it's the two viceroys with those appalling accents speaking to each other.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
Do you
was-
think they suspect an attack? I don't know. It's like, oh my god.
What are you
Shut up,
doing?
please. Shut up. So
Shut up.
cringy.
Just shut
So
up, shut up.
cringy.
It's just
God damn it. Cool. All right, Leanne, it is quiz time. Question 1. What planet do the Trade Federation invade?
My boob.
Tatooine. I will. No. Oh, you were close the
Naboob.
first time. I will. No. Do you know what? I'm not going to give you Naboob. You fucking idiot. Naboo.
Mate, that was close.
It's not boob. It's boo.
That was
Naboo.
close.
I'm not giving that to you. No.
I
You
don't do the
lose.
planets.
Good day, sir. Question 2. What is the name of the droids that travel by rolling on the floor and deploy a shield around themselves when attacking?
The transporters or something. You guys were talking about it earlier.
I need an answer.
I don't know. The roly polies. Wood lice.
Incorrect. They were droidicas. But some Jedi call them destroyers for some reason. I'm not really sure why they call them that. Everyone says, Master, destroyers, but they're called droidicas. Very confusing. Question 3. Where is the Gungan city?
My boob.
Yeah, but where specifically in Naboo?
Bruv. What? I don't know my geography in
Oh,
Star
God.
Wars.
Right. Under the water.
Dad, help me.
They swim under
Oh,
the water
the
to
Jar
the
Jar
underwater
Binks fucking
city.
aquarium. The
Yeah,
aquarium.
the secret
Did you
city.
watch this film?
Yes, I did.
Fucking hell. Right. Question 4. Darth Maul is a what?
A Sith.
Yeah, you got one
Yay.
right.
Badass.
Well done, well done. Question 5. Finish this quote. I'm a person and my name is what?
Anakin.
Yes, correct. Yes.
That's
It's
right.
when Padme calls him a slave. Question 6. What's the name of Anakin's pod racing rival who always wins?
Oh, the one with the
Oh.
fucking whiskers and the long limbs.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. Some alien freaky name.
Speaks like this.
Yes, he does. Oh,
Chuba.
God. What's his name? I'm just going to say Nerderoid.
Incorrect.
What is it?
His name is Sebulba. Sebulba. Question 7. Why do the Jedi Council refuse to train Anakin?
He's too old.
Yes, correct. You've got 3 so far.
Yeah.
Question 8. Finish this quote. Fear is a path to the dark side. Fear leads to blank. Blank leads to blank. Blank leads to blank.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Well done. Yes, very, very good. Question 9. True or false? Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul with Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber.
False.
Incorrect. It's true. Darth Maul kicks Obi-Wan's lightsaber down the
I didn't notice.
down the hole. Obi-Wan uses the Force to bring in Qui-Gon's lightsaber to slice him in half.
Stupid.
And question 10. In lore, how many Sith Lords can there be at one time? No more or no less.
There can only be 2.
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom.
So you got 5. You got 5.
That's not my best score. My best score was 12.
Good,
Yes, your
good
best
comeback
score.
though. Good comeback.
It was a good comeback. Yes, you got half of them right. I'll accept that. Alrighty, let's go to our film ratings. Dad, let's start with you. If you were to rank this film out of 10, what would you give it?
It's actually difficult because there's a lot of it that I enjoyed. There are quite large parts of it that I did not enjoy. But those parts that I didn't enjoy were mostly because of the characters. So I would give it, in terms of entertainment, plots, I would give it a solid 7.
Ooh. Okay, interesting. Higher than I expected, Dad. Higher than I expected.
Yeah, same, actually.
Leanne.
Can I talk about criticisms and redeeming qualities?
Sure.
This movie is just about political squabbling and peace treaty signings and trade agreements and sentient meetings. It's just pissed me off at times. But there were some redeeming qualities, like we learn Anakin builds C-3PO, the fight at the end, the pod race, Darth Maul, the music, the world building. It was actually kind of cool to see real cultures on this planet, like the streets and the markets and how civilians dress. But like I said, it felt like a prequel to the prequels. I feel like this should have been some fucking extended bonus super freak nerd book that they could have thrown out. Some bits and bobs were enjoyable, I guess. It was just so weird at times, but overall disappointing. Below average movie for me. Not good. 4.
Ooh, that is harsh. That's gotta
spiteful,
hurt.
man.
That's gotta hurt.
The dark
That's
side.
spiteful.
I would actually go with the same as Dad. I'd give this film more than its due. Like it's a 7 in my eyes for its technical experimentation, which led on to much better things. Despite the scenes being clunky as fuck, I think that was George getting too invested in his CGI tech world. His scenes were bland. That is not without standing that this paved the way for better effects to come through, and I think it was a good starting block for this universe. And it was very brave of him to start in a universe of peace, general peace, rather than going straight into a world of repression, which was the previous world he built up. So 7, I'm giving him a 7. Now, this is the most important one. Leanne, you've now watched all the original trilogies and you've watched the first film of the prequels. What is your fan rating of Star Wars, having watched The Phantom Menace?
I still like Star Wars, okay? So my overall fan rating is a 6.
Okay.
There has been a 0.5 knocked off.
Yes, there has, yes.
For this, which I think is fair because I think the rest sounds like... And there were redeeming qualities about this film. There were parts that I liked. I'm just in no rush to ever watch this again. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I know what I need to know. I'm curious to see what the fucking next film is going to be, because I feel like this is setting us up for something. It feels like it's just building the world so that, I don't know, I feel like shit's about to go down, man. Like, I'm excited.
You're not wrong. You need to watch the next film in this prequel trilogy, and that is called Attack of the Clones. I hope you enjoy this next one. We definitely see. We definitely see a lot more of Obi-Wan and his relationship with Anakin, which is pretty important in regards to the original trilogy. What I'd recommend is, before watching this film, watch the Attack of the Clones trailer. That's a really good trailer. Very, very good. What I need to say right now is, first off, Daddy, thank you very much for joining us on this podcast episode. It's been an absolute delight for you to talk with us and your offspring.
Thank you for inviting me, my little dark side cherubs.
Tony's the light side.
And listening to your offspring argue about things like this, very, very cool.
No, it's good.
And Leanne, the only thing I need to say to you now is fuck off and go and watch Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. I hope you have enjoyed this 2-hour recording of this episode. Producer Joe is going to regret renewing this season, that's for sure. So let's just say a fond goodbye now, and we'll catch you up in the next episode.
Okay, bye.
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 Thank you for listening to Sibling Cinema. If you enjoyed this episode, stay tuned for more arriving weekly. Make sure you check out our Instagram page, sibling_cinema, where you can listen to extra exclusive content and drop us a like, a share, or even a message if you'd like. Don't be shy. Until next time, roll on the next reel. Edited and produced by Floppy Legs.